you guys try to watch the last video I uploaded? The interview, try to watch it. Did it come out? Were you able to see it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. I was making sure.
Let me
I
try.
did not try.
Well, you were here, so.
That's
You didn't have to. How are you today? Good. It's good to see you. How's Patrick?
He's good. He's so lazy back there.
Oh, good. Okay. All right, guys. So it's just 4 of us, so we won't be here too long. But I have something cool for us to learn today, and it's called. It's called Top Card. So it's gonna be all about you all today, and not the children.
Top card or
Top card. The top card. Top card. Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a pass out.
This church.
Church was good. Mommy sang in the choir.
Right.
Nailed it.
Okay. Choir is a generous term.
No,
There are 3 of us.
Yeah, she got on stage.
That's a team. That's a praise and worship team. There.
There you go. Yeah, this is where there were 3 of us.
Wasn't. That's what it was.
Alright.
Church was nice.
So yeah, it's called Top Card. So I don't know if you guys remember, but in like the first or second class, I introduced the mistaken goal chart.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that? So this is kind of the adult version of that. It's gonna be about your mistaken goal, but in children from age 15 to whatever is considered the top card. And so, I forgot my glasses today, guys, so I'm struggling. You don't see this squinting. So basically, it is, the concept is our personality style when we're under stress. This is the top card. It's the card that you play when you are really stressed out in a stressful situation. It's not about who you are, but what you do under stress, basically. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make 4 boxes, and we're gonna pretend like I'm giving you all a gift. It's your birthday, okay? It's your birthday. And I got 4 gifts for you. 4 gifts. You'll write down those gifts that I have for you. First one is rejection and hassle. The first gift. Rejection and hassle. Okay? Your next gift is stress and pain. Stress and pain. Alright? Your next gift is criticism and humiliation.
Gracious.
Yeah, criticism and humiliation. I'm making sure I'm spelling this right here. Yep. Alright. What? Criticism. And you're welcome to write these things down if you want to or not. Alright. And the last one is meaninglessness and unimportance. Meaninglessness.
Sounds like a trip down
And
For gifts.
yes. And importance. Sorry about my handwriting, it's terrible, especially on this board. Alright, so you got your 4 gifts here, okay? They're not really gifts, you guys don't really want these, you don't. So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna think about, if you could give me one of these gifts back, just one, and you were under stress, your most stressful moment, you are under stress, which one of these would you give back first? I'm gonna give you a few minutes to think about it.
Like, could you give us an example, like,
So,
are we wanting to
this is what you want.
relieve our stress or to get away from us?
You want this away from you.
Okay.
Like this, so for me, if I'm under stress and I had to choose one of these, it would be stress and pain.
Right.
Well, if I'm stressed out, I don't want stress and pain. So which one of these would you give back first? My first choice would be stress and pain, so I'll let you think about it for a minute and then.
I'll go the same, like, this pain of all of those things seems
You don't care about it.
unenviable. No, I mean, I care about them,
But that's the first one.
but you don't want pain.
Or stress, yeah.
I mean, all the others are just like on the inside.
Yeah, but think about your own personality though. If you're under stress, which one would you want to get back first? So when you know when you're ready, let me know. I know you said stress and pain, you chose no.
I would probably say criticism and humiliation.
Criticism and humiliation. Okay. How about you? You know,
Rejection and hassle.
rejection and hassle.
I can't remember.
How about you?
Keep going back between criticism and humiliation and meaninglessness and unimportance.
What sticks out the most if
Probably-
you're stressed?
Probably meaninglessness and unimportance.
Meaninglessness and unimportance. Okay. Alright. So, I'm gonna give you a pass out here. Basically, what you chose is your top card. So, if you say for instance, let's see. Here's how we'll do this. So if you chose stress and pain, when you're feeling stressed out, you want comfort. You want comfort. If you chose meaningless and unimportance, you need to feel superior when you're under stress. You need to feel like you have it under control. You have it together. Who picked criticism and humiliation? You. Yeah, you also need to feel control. So you need to feel superior and you need to feel like you have it in control. And then rejection and hassle was that, did you choose that? You need to feel like you're pleasing people. You need to feel like you're pleasing people in order to feel less stressed. And so the handout that I'm gonna give to you is basically, it describes here on the top, it'll tell you what your qualities are as far as like when you're stressed out, the things that you would normally do, how you would react to things. So let's see. And then also, each top card has an animal that you would be. So like stress and pain is a turtle. So if you pick stress and pain, then you are a turtle. So you're a turtle there.
What was that?
Retreat into your shell.
Yeah. Board is okay, and if you pick criticism and nobody chose criticism and ridicule. Yeah, you did. Okay, you are an eagle. An eagle. An eagle. Okay. rejection and hassle, you are a chameleon. Rejection and hassle is a chameleon. Okay. And then meaningless and unimportance is a lion. Yeah, superior. Superior. So,
Everybody's feeling
and what you're gonna do is you're gonna pay attention to the categories at the top. One of the back boxes will tell you how you react when you're under stress. The other box will tell you what you need from people when you're under stress. Right.
Oh, wow.
Another box will tell you what your qualities are when you're not under stress. And then the last box, I believe, tells you what you can work on, what your goals are to help you when you're under stress. So I'm gonna give you guys a few moments to look that over. And then after that, we usually just have broken up into groups depending on what your animal was. But everybody chose a different animal and a different stress top card. So everybody will work individually today. I'll give you guys about 5 minutes to look that over real good there. That tiny writing stressing me out. Does any of these things sound familiar? And you all, actions? Yeah, yeah. Clarissa and I and Missy, we did this with each other because it's good that we know each other's top cards because when we're stressed out in the classroom and it's like a crazy day, it's good to know like how people act in a stressful situation. That way you can give them like the list of the things that you might need when you're under stress. You can give them that, and that way we all can kind of stay calm in the day when it gets really, really stressful. So I really love this activity. It's almost like therapy, like really. I'm gonna hand out, if you don't have a pen, I'll hand you need a pen this time. You already have a pen. You don't have some here. Yes. Now I'm going to, you guys can still read that over for a little bit if you need to. I'm gonna pass this out. And just kind of, this is kind of faded because this was like the one that I did, but I tried to like white it out and then, so you could write on top of it. But there's handout for you. And basically what you're gonna do at the top is you're gonna write what your animal is. So you're not writing, you need to put something hard. Yeah. Here. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes, okay. Do you need a book or something to write on? You do, there's some over there. Thank you. So, oh, you got it here, okay. Alright, so, now that you have the first handout that gives you these categories and describes like all these things, what you're gonna do now is you have the 4 categories here. You have your assets. That's the things that, you know, when you're not under stress, what you offer people. You're gonna write down your assets for your animal, your top card. Then you're gonna write down your liabilities. These are the things that you would do when you're under stress. Then you're going to write down what you invite from others, which is the important key here, which is why we're doing this, because we're thinking about the behavior you're inviting from your child based off of your reactions when something stressful is happening between you all. And then the last one is what you would like to improve. Okay? I'm gonna give you guys a while to fill that out and think through that. And that first handout will give you kind of an idea of how to fill out those 4 categories. You want to do it too? I've done it before.
They're just readers. You're welcome to.
You know, and I had some of those in my car. I should have brought those in. Those like the dollar store ones. Oh no,
They
they're
were.
not the.
They were. I was doing like the Walmart
Yeah.
$8 ones or 3 for 15 or
Yeah.
1. And those, I'd snap them like twigs.
Yeah.
So I finally bought like the $20 Kroger ones.
Yeah.
So they have the little bit of spring on the side.
Yeah.
So yeah, just because, and believe it or not, like spending the 20 versus the 8, they've lasted a lot
They last
longer.
longer. Yeah. Yeah. I used to keep those everywhere before I told myself the truth that really I'm just getting
I've-
old and
Oh,
my
yeah.
eyesight is leaving.
I have like 12 pairs at home, but
Yeah.
most of them have one on.
Yeah.
And they're fine to look at something, but trying to read or something when you just got the one arm, oh, it's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, I know. Alright, you all, everybody done? Okay. Alright, so, basically, the point of this, and normally what we would have done is, you know, the turtles would have gotten together, the lions, the eagles, the chameleons, and you guys would just have discussed, you know, how, you know, you really do relate to what this is saying, and if it really is, like, how you react under stress. Would you guys say, like, so who's the eagle?
Me.
Yeah. Would you say, can you describe some of these things and the stressful, what you do under stress that kind of
Yes.
coincides with what you do?
So, now I'm reading this, I'm like, oh my God, how is this so right? A lot of times what I'll do is, like, I'm really stressed, I will procrastinate, I'm like, it's too much going on, I just gonna take a nap. So, like, kind of remove myself from the situation.
Mhm.
That was the one that I was like, oh my gosh, this is correct.
Yeah.
And I am trying things, so I was like trying to figure out why is this happening, you know, what's the cause of this, so I do that in my head a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And would you find that that like the assets are correct as well? So what were some of your assets?
I am an organizer and a planner.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that that was true for me. Also focus, I'm kind of like, when I have a goal in mind, I have my mind set on something and I'm focused and I'm trying to get the job done, that kind of thing.
Mhm. Okay.
That's correct for me too.
Okay. And then, what do you feel like you invite from others? What did you write down for that?
I wrote down the, defensiveness, is something I might invite from others.
Mm-hmm. So you feel defensive. Mm-hmm. Okay. How was the chameleon?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
you? Okay.
Yes, and it's,
How about, so what do you feel like your liabilities are? What were some of the liabilities you wrote down?
I forget about my own needs a lot, cause I'm always looking to see what other people need.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always have a lot of quiet time, cause or always doing stuff with other people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The assets, is that what we're going next?
Well, so I wanna hear some more about your liabilities, so was that the only thing that you kind of
Those are two
connected?
things that are jotted down.
Mhm.
I don't always, like I said, have as much quiet time as I would like because I'm so interested in what's going on with other folks.
Okay, okay. And then your assets?
The assets, I take note of what's going on with others and hopes that I'm going to be able to help them in some sort of way. People love to be around me.
Mm-hmm.
And, those were two assets that I jotted down.
Okay, and what do you feel like you invite from others?
I want to be told how much I appreciate it.
Yeah, a lot of praise.
Yeah. Praise. And then, what I'd like to improve is be more vocal and honest about the things I want to do. And take that one at a time.
Okay. All right, Mr. Turtle. What are your liabilities that you connected with on there?
That I avoid and I overreact are the biggest ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and how about your assets? Like,
My assets, that I'm easygoing and flexible and that I'm well liked.
Yeah. Okay, and how about your, what you invite from others?
The not sharing and the lazy and word.
Yeah, okay. And what do you wanna work on?
Like asking for help, explaining how I feel, and like creating a routine.
Okay. How about you? You were the lion? Yeah, you are. What are your liabilities?
Put down myself for others.
Mm.
I think myself is the worst of those, but I think probably, don't do it to my little boy, but
Yeah.
I think probably to others.
Yeah,
Cause I will say some of this, like I feel like I consciously don't do this with my son, so.
yeah, cause but it is like,
Oh, it's a thing.
What-
Like,
yeah,
I
It
should,
does come with me.
yeah, I put down myself and others, never satisfied and operate on shoulds. I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be doing this, I should be doing that.
yeah, yeah. What are your assets?
Self-motivated and I get things done.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledgeable, and I make people laugh. I don't have a whole lot of, deep relationships or like friendship relationships, but when I do, they're deep.
Yeah, yeah,
They're deep relationships.
yeah. And how about what do you invite from others?
So a lot of what was in there was like spot on, but it's about how I feel. I didn't feel like it was necessarily invite from others, but I feel overwhelmed and overburdened a lot. So I think that comes from inviting others to be like, okay, well I'll just do it.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it. Put it on me. I'll do it.
That's, yeah, yeah.
And then I think I definitely, part of that can make other people feel incapable, like,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
okay, well, you just, fine, I'll just.
yeah. You don't trust me to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Or that, like, I guess the one where you said, like, never, satisfied, it might make people feel like they're always having to, like,
Yeah,
do something to satisfy.
like they're not quite enough either.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Well, the whole point of this, guys, is like I said right before that, is when we think about the mistaken goal chart and what's helpful for you all when you're with your children, if they identify with something on the mistaken goal chart, say revenge or the one where, the child shies away when they're feeling stressed. Those are the things that they do, right? But what are you doing when you feel under stress that is exacerbating the situation? So like the last time we talked about tantrums and how, with the hug and inviting the hug, but like before that, when the tantrum first started, you immediately probably felt stressed. What did you do in that moment? In these categories that invited that child to feel more stressed out themselves and then just make the whole situation worse. And so the goals basically on here is to help you all really think about, because you were saying that you were really intentional about not doing those things with Patrick and not but that's good, but not everybody does that. Not all of us. I definitely don't. I think lately I've been really conscious about how I'm reacting to him or my child when I'm under stress, but for the most part I don't think about, okay, what am I inviting? What behavior am I inviting from him by how I'm acting and by my actions and what I've done. So I don't know if any of you guys have any examples or like remember a time where maybe when you were under stress and maybe you did one of these things that caused the situation to be worse. Like, can you guys think of any or think of anything that may have ever happened that that kind of made you really think like, I think I may have done that in that moment?
I know that there was a situation with, I think it was yesterday even, that we were both napping on the couch kind of thing, and Patrick was busy doing something else. We had both kind of drifted off.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden Patrick had a feather and was tickling us. And I came up off the couch about a foot before I realized it was my son with a feather rather than something I needed to defend against. And it was like, I was like, hey buddy, let's don't do that. When you scare daddy when he's sleeping, he overreacts.
Yeah.
And I was like, so maybe you should not do that to daddy while he's sleeping, because I almost got you.
You almost went down there.
Yeah. So,
That's so funny.
it just, and it's kind of scared me to myself that I almost be like brushed into the floor.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He was just trying to tickle me.
yeah. That's yeah, because when you were sleeping, was
Yeah.
you were in a
Yeah.
whole other place. Anybody else have anything that maybe they remembered happened or can connect any of these things to, of how you reacted under stress with your child and maybe exacerbated the situation? I can think of many times.
Yeah, I almost wonder if I overcorrect, because like I don't know what's going on with him right now, but his default right now is when he's not getting, things aren't going his way or he feels any criticism, is to cry. And so, or whine, and so rather than like, I'm so conscious of trying to make him feel capable,
Yeah.
that I almost feel like maybe I swung too far.
Like the deep end, yeah.
And now, he doesn't cope well when he doesn't feel capable
Yeah.
or makes a mistake. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely see him emulating parts of my behavior in that, you gotta do things right and, all that. But he seems to be like, go the other direction.
Yeah, it's like, well, if I can't do it right, then I'm just not gonna do it at all.
I'm just gonna cry and be upset, and then somebody will come do it.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
Or I'll act like I did do it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. A lot of children do that though. Like, they kind of pretend like, okay, I did do this thing. Really, they know they didn't. You know?
And he defaults to, I was just kidding, just joking.
Yeah,
I was pretending, daddy, and I was like, it's okay to get something wrong. No
Yeah.
big deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to, look, with turtles, they say that when you're under stress, you micromanage. I always go to that. I go to that in the classroom, and I go to that with my own child, where I'm like, all right, like, you're not doing this. It is crazy right now. Just do this. Like, let's just, come on, I'm gonna stand behind you, and I'm just gonna give you every single direction. I find myself doing that when he's cleaning his room. And I'm like, I don't give him an opportunity. I don't walk away and just let him do it on his time and do it slowly and get everything done. I go in and I see the mess and I go into panic mode. And I'm like, okay, pick up that block, pick up that thing, pick up that thing, put that away up there on that thing, and then it stresses him out. And then he's just standing there crying because he's like, he doesn't know what to do. He's like, you're just telling me everything to do, and now I just don't want to do it at all. And then it just turns into me being fussy with him about the room, and it shouldn't be. But yeah, I mean, you guys take these home because these can definitely be a go-to for you. But basically, what this is just to help you all when you're in that stressful moment, thinking about again what your actions are and are you making the situation worse or better by how you're reacting to them? Knowing our top card, I mean, I felt, when I first did this activity, I felt like, okay, like, all right, yeah, like this, it went real deep for me. Because a lot of those things are true. I don't know the people who created this, I forget the psychologist's name that created this, but really, really went into depth about like who we are as people, you know, our top cards or whatever. Which again, it's not who your personality is, it's just what you do when you're under stress. So I hope this helped today. I hope this tool is another one you guys can use. And I hope like all these things that we're doing, that we've been doing all these weeks, put them together. And, you know, like I said before, they're not all gonna work, you know, but in different situations, under different circumstances, one or the other may work. You know, I don't know if you told her about I need a hug, or if you were able to really explain that
That's
to
it,
her.
you know, we were back in like 20
Yeah.
minutes, so.
But you should share that with her, or that you could watch the video about the I need a hug, because that was a beautiful thing. The I need a hug when you said you watched the video.
We've been trying it a couple of times. First
No,
time-
they weren't. Oh, I
Yes,
love that you
yes,
tried
so
it.
we,
Tell me.
My application was wrong according to Adrian.
He said, give me a hug instead of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it worked as far as.
When he said, I give you a hug, he gave him a hug.
He gave me a hug and he calmed down. You know, we were talking about what it was irritating for him
Yeah.
in that moment. And then, like I say, when she was critiquing the interaction, I went down, and that's when we discovered that I had done it wrong.
Yeah. Did it not turn out the way you wanted it to? He calmed down, though, right?
It went the way I thought it would have gone. So for me, in that moment, it was like, all right, yes.
And did it? That she was like, no, man, no.
That wasn't.
He just said this morning she had gone to church to practice for singing and whatever, and Patrick kept trying to start a fire.
Yeah.
We had a fire yesterday, and he just decided he went and got the big lighter off the camp, and I was like, Patrick, you can't do that without mom and daddy. You can't just go start a fire.
Yeah.
And he was just hell bent. He'd like leave it alone, and a minute later he'd go crumple up some paper and go, and I was like, I just let him do it for a second. I was like, can I help? And he just came up here, he's like, he stopped and like looked at me like, what is this nonsense?
Yeah. What are you trying to do
And
here?
it was, he didn't fucking, he came over and gave me a hug and then wandered off, and I was like,
And was that the end of that?
that was the end of the fire, yeah.
I love
For a
that.
minute. But the fire will continue.
It's gonna happen
Always,
again.
yes.
Of course, because you guys are doing fires.
Yes.
I think probably the more though that you're giving him an opportunity to do it outside of the house, then he won't have so much fascination with trying to do it in the house. It's so funny because the children get into stuff. They get into stuff and they're like, no, don't do that. But if you do those things, if you allow them to explore that thing that they really want to explore in a safe space and do it enough, then they're not going to be interested anymore in doing it in an unsafe way.
Right.
I started early with Sir, like playing with flour, playing with all the stuff that I know he would want to get into eventually. And now that he's like his age, he doesn't care about that because he knows anytime he wants to do it, he can just say, Mommy, can we do some flower play, or can we do some water play? Can we do sink or float or whatever? So he doesn't too much mess around with the water. I know we had to talk about your son with the water thing, but I don't get that too much with him because we did a lot of water messing
Well,
around.
and he does, he loves it though. There's
Yeah.
no stopping him. And
Yeah.
the thing is, you just like, have to let him understand that like, you will ruin our floor.
Yeah.
If you just put water all over it. I was like, I don't care how much you take a bath, how long, how wrinkly you get,
Yeah.
just don't put it on the floor.
Or, yeah.
So,
Right. So I'm glad you guys used the hug thing. Good. Just next time, yeah.
Yes.
Make it about you, you know, because if you say, you know, do you want a hug, then it's not about you, it's still about him and what he wants. So get away from that and let him think about others. Okay. All right, guys, let's see the wrap today. Thank you for coming. We're gonna have one more class to make up for last week, but we're gonna do it on, I believe the date is December 4th. Is this Sunday? Yeah, because next Sunday, nobody wants to come. That's right after Thanksgiving. You know, I know you guys aren't gonna wanna be here. I don't wanna be here, so it'll be the Sunday after that, the week we start, back at school that Sunday. I think that's like the 3rd or 4th, but I'll send out an email to remind everybody. Alright, and then that'll be our last class, and that will be that.
We'll get graduation.
Yeah, we'll see what I can find for you. Can you guys fold your chairs for me?
Graduation.
Thank you.
Was this one on top?
Did you guys cap and gown? Little metal.
Paper sign on mine.
Yeah, I think I will make you guys some awards.
See, Frank does like his awards.
I
He asked for
my
Dad of the Year.
My Joy Dad of the Year award the other day.
Yeah.
And she's like, you don't get that for just cleaning up. And I was like, well.
Like, you swept the floor.
Yeah, right, I'm not getting an award for that.
Well, all the food.
That's.
Swept all the floors.
Dishes.
Thank you guys. Is it, your own piece?
You need to go back.
Over here, yeah.
So, what was the Nigeria flag?
Theo's grandmother did a presentation on,
okay.
Nigeria. But she did it like almost a month ago, and we
Well,
forgot to give everybody their flags.
So Patrick brought it home and we're like, so what is this about? And I looked it up and I was like, okay, it's Nigeria.
He didn't tell me.
He didn't
You guys
know?
have it this Sunday.
He didn't know, and then he told us that y'all had started scouting and he's in scouts and.
You were the scout one.
When we started in school, I was like, well, is everybody in? He goes, well, then he started naming off a few of his friends, and I was like, oh, the girls in scouts. And he said, okay, so y'all started scouts good.
Yep, no, he made that up, so. But yeah, she just did a presentation. But I think he probably forgot because she did it so long ago, we just forgot to give the flag. So he probably forgot, and I don't even, was he there?
He might not have been.
He might, you guys, it might have been when you were on your vacation.
Yeah.
So he may not have been there, because usually he remembers, even if he jumbles things together, he normally remembers some parts of it.
Right.
So he may not have been.
Interspersed with lots of imagination.
Exactly, that is who he is. Have a good one, guys, thanks for coming. Thank you, too.